Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Today's topic is, was the narcissist getting the best of you? Think about that for a minute. Guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So, this thumbnail means exactly that. Was the narcissist getting the best of you? Were they getting everything that you had to offer? Were they getting the maximum? That is a question that you must ask yourself, and I am certain, if you're on the channel, that the answer to that question is a resounding yes. Why? Because remember, the narcissist wore a mask to manipulate you, and they manipulated you, the narrative, the relationship, every single thing about it. None of it was authentic or genuine on the part of the narcissist. However, they wanted the best of you. They wanted to take you down. They wanted to extract your resources, like I mentioned on the channel so frequently. Your time, your money, your energy, your effort, your love, your empathy, your kindness, your social circle, your status. That list goes on and on and on. And these things you gave, and most likely you gave to a fault, to an individual who turned out to be a narcissist, somebody who was under the disguise of cloak and dagger. In other words, they were not a real person. They were a person playing a part in their little brain. And that part that they were playing was meant to manipulate you, perhaps even to get you to fall in love with them, or to go into business with them, or if it's a sibling or a family member, to believe that they've actually finally changed when they told you that they were having difficult times. Or maybe they said that they're a victim of previous relationships that went defunct. And notice how they never took responsibility at all. It was always somebody else's fault. Really understand that part of this message. The narcissist is not accountable. They can't introspect. They can't be genuine or authentic the way you can. They just can't do it. It's not in their nature. Now, are we feeling sorry for the narcissist? Absolutely not. Why? Because they knew exactly what they were doing the minute they met you. Or, like I said, if it was a family relationship or a lifelong friend, they knew the whole time they were manipulating you, that they were just acting like one person to the general public and yourself, perhaps, and behind closed doors, they were somebody completely different. And perhaps you experienced things like rage fits, or blame shifting, or gaslighting, or stonewalling, or the silent treatment that so many of you have experienced. Or perhaps you endured the smear campaign, triangulation. This list goes on and on. So eventually, what did you do? Well, my hope is you went no contact. You blocked the narcissist and removed all flying monkeys and people associated with the narcissist. And you are and or were on the healing path, and now perhaps you have healed. Or perhaps this is the first video you're consuming about narcissistic abuse. And if that's the case, God bless you. You have a mountain of work in front of you, but you will get through it with due diligence, with strength, commitment, resilience, fortitude, courage, and commitment. You will, I can assure you. But remember, narcissistic abuse is unlike anything you've ever experienced. You did not become educated on this in school. It's not taught in schools. This is a superpower that you will understand once you come through the fire and you rise through the ashes like a phoenix. And you're in the third version of you, you will understand that this is a superpower. But again, if you were discarded, or if the relationship ended recently, or perhaps you're married to the narcissist right now, and you had your first light bulb moment, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's what this is. I can't believe it. And there's millions and hundreds of millions of people that are experiencing the same thing as me. It's true. It's exactly true. The thing is, you weren't meant to discover this term narcissism, but you did. And here you are on my channel and many others. And again, thank you very much for being here. The point of this thumbnail and the message for this video is, were you giving the best of you to the narcissist? I'm sure you were. I'm sure that you put the narcissist and or extended family members way in front of yourself, which means perhaps during the holidays, which are rolling around pretty soon, perhaps you were the one that was cooking, cleaning, arranging get-togethers, doing all of the legwork and the groundwork, while what was happening? The narcissist was taking credit for it. Or they were just saying, wow, what an amazing person you are, to the general public, but behind closed doors, you were just being berated. Remember, again, the narcissist is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like I mentioned so frequently, you never know what you're going to get. The narcissist was always getting the best of you. And that is a fact. I can assure you it's what happened. Because why? Because once you enter the narcissistic relationship, let's say it's friendship, a romantic relationship, business, and you entered it, You were in the euphoric slash love bomb stage when everything was all puppies and rainbows. Everything was great. You were the flavor of the month. You could do no wrong. This person was singing your praises. Wow, this person, which is you, wow, they're amazing. They're incredible. They have so much to offer. Well, that's all true. The thing is the narcissist, they were trying to take you down into the mud, into the slime with them. They didn't want to build you up. They didn't want to pump you up. They didn't want to be there. They didn't want to plan and actually execute plans for the future. They wanted a future fake. They wanted to destroy you. They wanted your financial resources. They wanted everything that makes you you for themselves. And again, they accomplished this for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. Remember again, post love bomb slash euphoric stage, once the narcissist really knows that they have their dirty fangs sunken into you, in other words, perhaps you did fall in love with them, or you did sign the papers to open that business and now you're locked in with them. Those are two examples. Once they know that, that's when the devaluation stage begins and you have now entered the narcissistic fog. What does that mean? That means that's when everything is like bizarro world. What is up is down, what is left is right, what is in is out, what is black is white, and nothing really makes sense and you can't figure it out, but you understand one thing. Wow, before I signed these papers or before I put the wedding ring on, things were pretty good, weren't they? Of course they were. That's because the narcissist was setting the trap for you and they were trying to get the best of you. And during the love bomb slash euphoric stage, they gave you their best too. Of course, the mask slipped every now and again, and I am certain you ignored red flags, didn't trust your instincts or pay attention to your intuition, and perhaps you did put the wedding ring on, or you did sign the papers to go into business with this individual. But once they had you locked down during either of those periods or aforementioned circumstances, they knew it. They had you. So did they have to work to keep the relationship going? Absolutely not. That was your job. You were supposed to be continuing to give your best while they extracted everything from you, while they were out looking for your replacement. Play that again. It's a fact. That's what happened, whether you know it or not. So many of you, and I've spoken with many of you. Example, when the ink was dry on the business relationship, that's when the narcissist began to not do much work. And they began to ride your coattails and receive money from your hard work when they were perhaps not doing much. I hear this frequently. Another one is when the wedding bells rang and the ring was on your finger and or the narcissist finger. What happened then? You were locked down. That's it. You're there, and they know it. So what are they going to do? They're going to start abusing you virtually the very next day. Now, did you know it was abuse at the time? Of course you didn't. You thought, oh, this person who turned out to be your spouse, let's say as an example, they're just having a bad day, a difficult time, work's not going that well. You're making excuses for them. Remember those days? Of course you do. And what were you doing? You were continuing to put your game face on and give the narcissist the best of you. What were they doing? They weren't doing anything. They were literally out gallivanting the globe looking for your replacement. That's what they were doing. They were already probably beginning a smear campaign. Can't say it for sure, but eventually I'm certain that happened to most of you. Another thing is they began to devalue you, which means perhaps they weren't spending as much time with you. They would get up early and be on the go. They would be on one of their 3 smartphones. They would come home late. They would not answer your texts. They would not reply when you called them. They would say, oh, I was busy. My phone battery died. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it. And you're thinking to yourself, what's going on? We're in a business together, or we're married, or whatever it is. And you're not even responding? Well, no, because they don't have to. Why? Because they have you on the hamster wheel of narcissistic abuse. This is the devaluation stage, and this is exactly where you also were giving the best of you to the narcissist. Why? Because you didn't know what narcissism was. You had no idea that individuals could be this way. Now you do, and you're getting the education, you're getting the wisdom, and you're sharing your experiences with the community, which is a great thing. But imagine way back when, before you signed the papers or before you got married, as 2 examples, or before you moved, wherever it was. Imagine if you had the information. Imagine if you had the wisdom. Would you have done what you did? Of course you wouldn't. That's exactly why narcissism is really an issue on this planet, because it is hard enough to find quality people to spend your time with or start a business with. It is really hard to do so when you are doing it with an inauthentic and or not genuine person who is acting like they are one person when in fact they are completely different. In other words, they are portraying themselves as if perhaps they did fall in love with you or do want to start the business, and I keep using those 2 as examples. But the truth of the matter is, they just want to destroy you. And in both cases, what do they want to do? They want to take your money, use the smear campaign, and run you into the ground and absolutely isolate you from all of your family members, your friends, your social circle, your job, whatever it is. And there are so many thousands of layers to this onion to peel back that one 10, 12, 15-minute video won't do it justice. But my point is were you giving the best of you to the narcissist? Of course you were. You absolutely were. And remember, every once in a while, you would get a breadcrumb of hope. You would get a sliver of happiness. You would perhaps get a day or two of normalcy. What would happen when things were going a little bit too good? Boom, there you go. Rage fit, stonewalling, silent treatment, playing the victim, blaming you. Nothing's ever good enough. And keep in mind, the moving goalposts of the narcissist, what that means is today they're saying, oh yeah, we can do A, B, and C once X, Y, and Z is done. You do X, Y, and Z, and then they say, oh yeah, we can do A, B, and C when P, D, and Q is done. They're always changing their plans. They're always looking for the next new shiny object. They're always looking for your replacement, whether you know it or not. It doesn't matter if you were married, business, or whatever. They're on the prowl looking for unsuspecting individuals. And why would that be, you may ask? I'll tell you why. Because the longer you spend and the more time you spend in the narcissistic relationship with the narcissist, the more you catch on and you see these red flags and you see some abnormal behavior, and you will put two and two together eventually, or you'll stay in the narcissistic fog for the duration of the relationship. But my hope is you got out, or you're getting out and you're getting the wisdom. The thing is this, narcissistic abuse tends to happen many times with people that are closest to the narcissist. Now, of course, there are many exceptions. The workplace, a neighbor, things like that. I get it. But I'm saying, really think about what I'm saying. They do not want anyone to discover who they are. That's why, again, they have little sects, S-E-C-T-S, of friends all over the globe. And they never put these people together because mysteriously a new friend will pop up. Hey, who's that? I don't know who that is. Oh, just a friend. We went to high school together. And you're like, what? I've never heard of that person. I have no idea. And why? Another reason, think about this. Why are they on social media all the time? Why do they have more than one cell phone? Why do they stay up late at night when you're sleeping? You guys went to bed at the same time, as an example, but they're staying up every single night, 2, 3, 4 hours. You think that's work? It's not work. But back then you thought it was, didn't you? Of course. Why? Because you were giving the best of you to the narcissist. No longer do you do that. You now have boundaries. You're now not a people pleaser. You now can say the magic word no, which is the strongest word in the English language. And you understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. So guys, I just want to let you know, were you giving the best of you to the narcissist? I'm sure you were. I'm certain you were. Otherwise, you wouldn't be on the channel unless you're just getting the wisdom and the education to prevent yourself from entering a narcissistic relationship. And if you are, God bless you. That's great. But for the rest of us, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And please drop comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. Guys, no matter where you are in the planet, I love you. Have a great afternoon. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware, and understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And I forgot to say this because I'm a little rusty with this one. I hope you liked the video. I loved doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great evening. Stay true, stay blessed. Continue to become awakened and aware. Understand that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. And continue to move forward each and every day. And were you giving the best of you to the narcissist? Really ask yourself that question. I am willing to guess that the answer is a resounding yes, you did. Until when? Until you didn't, because perhaps you got discarded or you ended the relationship and you figured it out. Either way, God bless you. I hope you're doing great, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great day. I love you guys. Bye.